Hey, welcome people to our Wi-Fi match. I'm Joker the Gengar. My opponent I got off of Elo's stream is WileChase. Yeah, the WileChase. So he leads off with the Drizzle Politoed, and I lead off with my, the champ. He Scalds. I've been able to take that pretty well, despite it being in the rain. So it's definitely a bulky set. And seeing how much damage that does, and that is an extremely bulky Politoed to take a dynamic punch that well. So he brings out Gliscor to take an obvious dynamic punch. Get the confusion. I get the confusion hacks, and I fire off the Ice Punch, which does marvelous against this, but doesn't kill. Unfortunately, So that must have been another defensively EV'd, defensive monstered out Gliscor. So not knowing that he's not gonna stay in, and well, Dynamic Punch would have killed anyways. So Dynamic Punch was the safest move. Unfortunately, I do not get the confusion hacks, and I get pumped in the face. So I'm down one less Machamp, and well, he still has all 6 of his guys. So I'm going to go for Chocolate. I know that he's going to predict the Thunderbolt, so I'm going to go straight for the Shadow Ball. And it's going to take him out, which is nice. So that Gliscor cannot give me problems. So I bring out Io to take anything that Jirachi can do to me, which it paralyzes me. I don't really think it matters because I'm a defensive build, so speed isn't really a huge issue. I mispredicted here thinking that he was going to go back into the Politoed to take the poison. Bad call on my part because he stayed and put in Stealth Rock. So I roar and brings out his Thunderous, which his Thunderous is able to 2-hit KO my Heatran with Focus Blast and Thunder. And I get a full paralysis, which may or may have not mattered. I think I was maybe using Stealth Rock, which could have helped me in this battle. So yeah, I'm down one less Heatran, and he's taking additional Life Orb damage. Here's another mistake. I could have saved my Latias if I just Thunderbolted. I Volt Switched because I thought that, I know Thunderous doesn't have a lot of defense, so I'd be able to live that. After only 1 Stealth Rock damage, I thought I would have been able to take this, but he crits. I don't know if the crit really mattered. It probably did. So, thumbs down. So I come in, lock myself into Thunderbolt, and take out his Thunders. So he brings out his Breloom. I know he's all Breloom Spores, so I'm going to bring out my U571, my Gyarados, my Sleep Talking Gyarados, take the Spore and the Intimidate, and put him to sleep. What I do here is I'm going to use that to my advantage to Sleep Talk, and that Seed Bomb does nothing after the Intimidate, which is great. So I'm going to Sleep Talk, I'm going to Waterfall, which does more than modest damage against the Breloom because of the rain. And so he switches out to Rotom, which is fine. We'll Sleep Talk, and it's going to pick out the Dragon Tail, which is going to phase out the Rotom. I go Dragon Tail over Sleep Talk because so if I get taunted, I won't have to be worried about not phasing my opponent out. And unfortunately, I wake up. It's basically a rest style wake up. I probably should have switched out here instead of leaving Gyarados in for Junk, because the Intimidate would have come out in handy, and he would have been able to wall the. He would have been able to wall out both Jirachi and. You would have been able to wall out both Jirachi and Politoed, which could have been helpful in the long run. And Scald here, this mattered the most. Out of any of the crits in the battles, this one mattered the most because a Scald from a bulky Politoed usually won't do that much damage. I probably would have lived it and KO'd it with Outrage. So naturally I come in revenging the Politoed, and he brings out Jirachi, and that's after he body slams me, paralyzes me. That's pretty much good game. Yeah, I lose 2-0. That's fine. It was a good game. It was a haxy game, but it was a good match. Good game.